Throughout human history, there have been legendary assholes. Many will be remembered. Hitler, Stalin, Gargamel. But today, we honor the forgotten assholes of history.
Now, these days, when you're asked to picture a witch, it'd probably be of a woman with mad hair on a broomstick, or Melissa Joan Hart, or maybe the exemplary performances of the best movie of the 90s, The Craft. But back in 17th century England, they were seen as a grave threat, and it was this guy, Matthew Hopkins, who was sent to look for them. But here's the thing. Before he came along, nobody was really that worried about witches, because Hopkins did what all great entrepreneurs do. He created a market and then reaped the bountiful rewards. Matthew Hopkins was Witchfinder General for 3 years, from 1644 to 47, during which time he ordered more than 300 women to be hanged for witchcraft, more than were executed for the same crime in the previous 100 years, because clearly being a woman in the 17th century wasn't hard enough. He travelled the length and breadth of the country, going from town to root out their witches, and only stopped when he died of tuberculosis at the ripe old age of 28, a disease he contracted after he was cursed to live in a time with no antibiotics and poor preventative medicine. Now, just a reminder here that the 1640s really wasn't that long ago, intellectually speaking. Shakespeare was dead, Galileo's works had all been published, and Hugh Hefner was on his third marriage. In fact, many of Hopkins's techniques for finding witches were technically illegal because they were essentially torture, which had recently been banned for being too medieval. Techniques such as sleep deprivation, dowsing, and being made to eat turkey legs while two overweight men joust. Oh, what's that? That's just medieval times? So it's not historically accurate. Oh, now I have to cancel my birthday party. Great. To add to this, Hopkins just straight up changed the rules as to what made you a witch. Previously, witches were punished for specific crimes that they had committed. So, like, if they were accused of, say, turning a cow inside out, they were charged with killing the cow. But, like the last round of a limbo dancing competition at a Cirque du Soleil after-party, Hopkins's bar was dramatically lower. He only needed proof that they had made a covenant with the devil, which normally meant having some kind of devil's mark on their body. So, bad luck if you had literally any moles, basically, i.e. were British. Look, we're a very pale people. He also, and here's the thing that really makes him a rancid boil on the putrid face of history, got paid a bunch of money to search out these witches, and he basically did it on commission, meaning the more witches he found, the more money he got. Yeah, he was kind of like the no-win, no-fee injury attorney of his day. Hear ye, if I do not catch thine witches in a day, your day in court is free. And let's just take a moment here to acknowledge the fact that witches do not exist. There is no such thing as witchcraft. It's a lie. I'm sorry, sad teens. Okay, just open your curtains, put down the eyeliner, and step away from the pentagram. It's gonna be okay. Matthew Hopkins is a great example of how one dipshit can influence the course of history. What he was peddling was essentially bunk science, exploiting a fear that people didn't know that they had for fun and profit. Sort of like if Jenny McCarthy got to hang out with people who disagreed with her. Ugh, her name tastes bad in my mouth. So, Matthew Hopkins, may your name forever live on in ignominy, you cheating, lying, woman-murdering fuck. Let me tell you a story about two men that never met. One Swedish, one American, both leaders in their fields of business. You will have heard of both of them, but the reason that they're in this series is because they both engineered their stories so as to make their extreme assholery magically disappear.